Hi everyone, I have a special announcement. So on May 30th, the evening of, I Square with Steph and I will be casting portals and ink and evoking and invoking the energy of the deity Thoth. This will be conducted over Zoom. There are many spaces available. So if you're interested in attending that, definitely check out the link in the description box below. It'll be a slightly different vibe than what we normally do. It'll be a little bit more of a sacred and ritual setting. This is not personal readings, so but it is a 2-hour event, so we expect a lot of messages to come through. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, apparently I'm not going to be using cards right away. So I'm being given this overview, and this overview, I'm seeing like the beginning of a story, and I'm seeing like kind of the point of the story. Now the flavor of the point is going to change for everybody, but for some reason they want me to start at the very beginning. So I almost feel that this is a message that's going to, I almost feel that this is a message that's very broad for in the beginning, and then it's going to get to a point that somebody needs to hear. So the way that they're making me feel about the beginning is that there's a lot of abandonment, a lot of rejection, a lot of loss in the very beginning of the story. And this is one of the ways that we learn to interpret our world. We have the Page of Swords and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So the Page of Swords represents learning. It can also be our child self. And then the 10 of Pentacles represents our worldview, right? It's our community. It can even be our family. There seems to be an energy here where we've always held the sword, right? We've always, in our early life, we had to defend ourselves. We had to protect ourselves. Emotionally, energetically, right? And then this then cultivates a particular type of worldview. This seems to be something that someone has worked on releasing themselves from, here with the Fool card, trying to heal themselves from. We've been on a very long journey here. And one of the things that's coming to me in this energy of this very long journey is that one of the things that we've focused on is our emotional healing or emotional growth, really looking at the different things that are inside of those emotional cups, right? Really assessing what's in there, what's happening, trying to clear those blocks. I always see these 7 cups as the 7 chakras. So somebody may have done a lot of chakra work, a lot of like energetic balancing or healing. And there seems to be, there seems to be a lot that... I'm just going to be blunt about it. There seems to have been a lot of shit that we had to unpack, right? That's how it feels, is that somebody had a very long story of having to unpack a lot of stuff. And some of this doesn't even feel like ours. It feels ancestral, right? It feels like we've carried it from the womb, for example, things that are passed to us energetically from our parents. There is a lot of significant movement that's taking place at this time. And there may even be, because this is following for me the 7 of Cups, we may be very used to spirit communication. So whoever this message is for, whether we audibly hear or if we just feel led and called by, we're very used to this idea of spiritual communication. You may have also, I know it's wands, not swords, but I am feeling it. Somebody here may have a propensity towards telepathic communication as well. Now, there's something that's opening up here. I feel like there's an energy that's opening up here, and it's in some form of alchemy that's taking place within our life. We have the Temperance card. Someone here, you may be dealing with a little bit more tumultuous emotions during this period. It's not surprising to me. We just had the Scorpio full moon. But when I see the Temperance card, this actually goes a lot deeper than the regular alchemy that people talk about. And what I'm about to say, if you're interested in stuff like this, definitely check out the link in the description box, because in the channel memberships, there are half of the major arcana has been done in a deep dive. So you can always watch those videos. All the series videos are always available in the channel memberships. But the Temperance card, a lot of people confuse this and they think this is the Archangel Michael. Not so. This is the Archangel of Alchemy, which is the Archangel Camiel. And Camiel, basically in esoteric lore, houses another angel, and that angel is Samael. Samael is known as the poison of God. That's what his name means. and Samael is imprisoned inside of Kamael, and Kamael being an archangel of alchemy and light, basically the point is to integrate and refine Samael, right? So this angel here has 1 foot on earth, 1 foot in the water, and then its head is kind of like in the clouds. It's not really being represented well here in this coloring of this particular deck, but that's why there's the solar disc on his head. One is in the sky. And that's because their archangel Kamael is huge. He's massive when you encounter him. Now, there is, here I want you to notice this. Inside the tarot, whenever we see mountains, that represents the spiritual journey. And make no mistake, whatever healing journey this has been is a spiritual journey. Whenever we have a healing journey, we're on a spiritual journey, because spirituality is the path back to ourself, back to our own truth, back to the true state of things. And here with this path going towards the mountains, you see that over this mountains there's a crown. It's saying that this is where your sovereignty lies. Someone has been on a path to discover their self-sovereignty, to put that crown back on, a crown that may have been taken from you at a very young age. And this is the point, right? Someone here, you may be processing some darker emotions. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of this card. It's because that's what Kamael is doing. He's alchemizing Samael, which then shows up in the next card as the devil. So the devil card inside of the tarot is about the things that bind us, the things that chain us. And its opposite is actually this card, the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, we see 2 figures standing beneath him. And he has these two keys. It's the power to loose and the power to bind. So this is the power to decide to stuff things away or decide to process them. And this seems to be the choice that someone has at this moment. But the other thing, there's another thing going on in a broader scheme of things, and that's that this also represents life lessons. This is our spiritual healing. This is our integration, but it also represents an initiation. And so someone here, it seems like you are entering a new phase inside of your life, inside of this journey that you've had for yourself, where you are stepping into this path of self-sovereignty, or you are arriving at placing that crown on your throne. On your throne? On your head? Is your head a throne? I don't know. Oh, okay, well that threw me into a whole thing. So one of the names of the third eye is the seat of consciousness. Sometimes I've heard it called the throne of consciousness. I tend to think of that as a solar plexus, but I do know that that's how the third eye is often perceived, because that's our observation point. And when we place the sovereignty on our observation point, it means that somebody here is taking control of how they perceive things. So our mental faculties is very important for somebody inside this collective that I'm reading for. We're learning to change our mindset and to shift our view. And that's powerful when we do that, right? That's huge. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing in the past. We have Lady of Sorrows. Again, all that sort of grief, abandonment, rejection, losing out. It feels like there may have been a period in our life where we were tempted by things that weren't healthy for us. So a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, for example, ways to self-medicate, ways to self-soothe, relationships with people that were like the bad boy, bad girl, or that, you know, oh, but they're nice to me, right? That sort of itch that a lot of people have, that if somebody's mean to everybody else but they're nice to me, it means that I'm more special, right? Or whatever the case is, or that I'm chosen. And but there's some sort of temptation here that we had fallen into. And at some point, somebody here has realized that they're their own hero, right? That you have to be your own hero. No one's coming to save you. And maybe there was something that was said to you that really woke you up and shook you out of this. But someone here seems to be in the space also of being their own hero at this time. There seems to be an integration of wisdom that had to take place before that happened here. And this has facilitated a change in our relationships. I see a 2 and a 5. So some of you may have been in a period of isolation. Again, you can fall anywhere within this timeline, but I do see somebody that has probably cut out a lot of their connections in order to really heal from this. There seems to be an understanding that we were hiding in some way with the hidden one, not by isolating, but by being involved in all of this. There was a part of us that's very powerful that was hiding, and this is changing. It's like we're emerging. Our authenticity is coming through. I'm ready to grow now is something that I heard. So someone may feel that way, like you're ready to grow now. Okay, we have the shapeshifter. You may feel like you were people pleasing in the past for some of you, or that you had to change who you were in order to survive in some sense. And now someone seems to be trying to have a better boundary on that because they understand that who they are is actually a blessing. I'm being told that, okay. And we have on the bottom, we have the hope. And so there seems to be more hope for the future coming in for somebody. It may not always feel that way. If you look, even though this is called the hope, she's kind of in this very despondent sort of position here. And but there's this fairy over here that's like this flicker of light that's going towards the future. Like, even though you feel this way now, a part of, oh, okay, so some of you have an angel, have a guide, have an ancestor that's with you who kind of goes before you. That's very interesting. Okay. And, okay. Some of you, you understand that that's even the role that you're stepping into as you're emerging. It's to give hope to others. So I just heard waymaker as well. So you may be inspired to do something, or have been inspired to do something that's quite different from what other people are doing, in order to make way for more people to do this thing, to provide a sense of healing, or a sense of community, or a sense of connection to others in a way that maybe is not being provided at this time. Okay. These two came out in one of the last readings. We have the Lady of Leprechaun and the Green Man, and I'm hearing beneath it also the Messenger. Okay, that one came up also. So the Lady of Leprechauns, for me, this is really about, you know, the illusion. Are we providing a sense of illusion, or are we falling for a temptation? She has an apple in one hand. She has this mask with that crystal, kind of like a unicorn, on the other. We don't have to be perfect, right? We don't have to be perfect, and we don't have to fall for the temptation of trying to present ourselves as perfect. Someone is understanding that they can take that mask off. So someone here, you've had layers to peel off of yourself. Not saying that anyone was, like, you know, trying to be fake out there purposefully, right? But this is an energy where, because of our wounds, because of the way that we were treated when we were younger, we learned that we had to shapeshift to survive. And someone here has learned how to release connections that they had in their life that weren't serving them. And all I mean by that is, you know, people that probably treated you poorly and didn't allow you to be yourself. And someone seems to be very much valuing being themselves, especially with this Lady of Leprechauns showing up. They're understanding that by being themselves, that's where their power lies. If you look behind her, it's this like fairy queen with like this wand, right? So this is where our power lies, is in being ourself and being our authentic self. And one of the things that's happening now is someone may be coming into a stage, again, you can be anywhere in this timeline, but I do feel that for many of you, you're coming into the stage of growth with this Green Man. Now, there may be an ending to a particular relationship that's coming up for somebody, and you may be aware of that. If you're not aware of that, then don't worry about it, right? But I do feel that the Green Man, because there's a 2 and 9, 9 is basically coming to an end. So there's some sort of partnership or some sort of friendship that may be coming to an end. It's natural conclusion, or you just recently had that happen for many of you. And this is what essentially then kicks off that growth. It's like we had patterns and we had cycles, and maybe for some of you, you wondered, well, why do I keep attracting the same thing? If I got the lesson, I'm not entertaining this, so why is the same thing still showing up? We have to program our subconscious, right? It still has to learn that we're not okay with this. Just because we have the beliefs removed, and just because we consciously say, okay, I'm no longer tolerating this, our universe takes a little while to get the memo. And so someone here, is by closing the door on those types of situations, you're finally siphoning it out. You may be realizing, for example, that it happens less and less. And so what's happening here is that the universe, your subconscious, whatever, however you want to perceive it, it has received the message, and the song is about to change, right? So this story is about to change because we held to a different story. And this is the gift that you've given yourself, whoever this message is for. Okay. Okay, someone here is growing beyond their past. We have the Shadow of Past followed by the Fairy of Growth, and I'm hearing that this is the last card. So the last card is the Star Fairy. And the Star Fairy is very beautiful, and I always have my own interpretation of her. For me, this is like our self and our soul when it's stripped away of all the baggage and all the layers and all the labels and all the BS that life kind of places on it, right? it's kind of funny because we come into the world in this very pure natural state, and then we spend the rest of our lives trying to get back to that state after we realize that it was taken away from us, or that we allowed it to get taken away from us. And so whoever this message is for, this is like building your own spiritual foundations. It's like rebuilding your foundations of family, of interconnection. So some of you are coming out of that isolation period, and you're going to find that you're surrounded by people more. This doesn't mean that you have to be some giant-ass social butterfly, right? Especially if you're an introvert. It just means that you might be establishing new connections soon, or really strengthening the connections that you already have. For others of you, again, depending on where you are in this timeline, you might be going inside, and you may be withdrawing more and really coming face to face with this aspect of yourself that says, this is what I am. Someone here is about to show up in this way. And this is beautiful because, as I said, this road has been leading us here all along, right? This has been the point of the entire journey. Had you not had the wounds that you had you not had to heal from them, you wouldn't have been interested in getting to this space. But this is why you're interested in getting into this space. In some ways, this is the initiation, right? Having had the early experiences that we have is an initiation of sorts into getting us onto that particular path, this kind of path. And from this type of energy, one of the things that happens is we facilitate greater amounts of healing, right? We as people, we're all mediums, we're all healers, we're all shaman, we're all, we're all the things. We just display one ability sometimes, and sometimes we display another ability, but we have all of them within us, right? We just might have more of a likelihood to lean one way stronger than the other. But this right here that I'm seeing is, it's somebody who, they're opening up many boxes at once. They're opening up many abilities at once. And this is something that we're using to, I almost feel like passively. Some of you it'll be actively, but I don't feel that that's actually the point. I feel that the point is to just be, right? Not to necessarily do anything with it, but to just be yourself and be an inspiration. Okay, I'm hearing that's to stop that there. So I'm going to stop there. And whoever this message is for, this is beautiful energy, and you're on the path. So if you've been questioning, am I on the right path? Am I on the right path? The right path is wherever you set your feet. And once you can understand that, that's when you step into your personal power, because you'll stop questioning your own decisions and your own guidance. You'll stop questioning the direction that you chose to go, right? So whoever this message is for, I hope that you found an answer in this, and I wish you the best of luck. Feel free to like this video, and until next time.